Hey everybody, what is up, Wavejump here, and welcome back to our video. Now I know it's been a while since I've actually done a truly recorded this week command block video, but I've been away from my computer for a long while, as you may know if you follow me on Discord. But anyways, this is episode 11, I'm going to be covering some command block tricks. Thank you for 680 subscribers, and before I continue, I want to go ahead and explain what I mean by command block tricks. Now these tricks will be little things that'll go ahead and make command blocking just a lot easier, or just little practical things with command blocks that'll help you. Now these aren't going to be things like, oh, you know, how to use keep inventory, or how to create a repeating command block that'll make it sell never rain. It's going to be more things like how to do specific types of highlighting and show advanced tooltips and rename command blocks for a specific effect. Or how to select a command block but retain the command in it. So some of you may know a lot of these, some of you may not, and my goal here is to help those of you who don't know most of these. Although even if you do know some of these may still be new to you. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and start off here with a cool little trick which has to do with selecting. So if I go here and say find, let's see, do I have any command examples here? Say this Telrock command, right? So you notice I just selected that all, and a lot of people surprisingly don't know how to do this, and this is a trick I use in almost every single video. So I want to go ahead and explain how I did that and how I'm kind of skipping around between the command here. So first off, I should mention that this is different on Mac computers and Windows computers, but I will go ahead and explain how to do it on both. So if you're on Windows, first off, if you hold Control and you just press the arrow keys, you'll notice you could just skip between different parts of the command super easily. On all of these I should mention, instead of just doing Control, you would hold Command. So they're all the same, just with Control and Command separated. Again, so if you're on Windows and you want to select a specific word, instead of just doing Control arrow key, you could do Control Shift arrow key, and it'll select specific parts of it just like that. And of course you can do a left to deselect. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and pretty nice. You could also just, without holding Control, and this goes the same for both, you could just hold Shift and press the arrow keys, or hold down the arrow keys, and notice it selects like that. And yeah, fairly simple. Next, in order to select everything, you're going to do Control A, or Command A, of course, which will go ahead and let you select everything. And of course, a little tip that surprisingly a few people use is, of course, then you could go ahead and copy it and paste it using Control C or Command C, and then Command V, or Control V. And another little trick, you could do Control X or Command X, and this will go ahead and cause the command to disappear. Now, this means it actually is copied, but it removed the original command. But here's a little trick: if you press Escape and you reopen it, it's still there. So what's really nice about that is you could 100% know for a fact that you did copy it, because otherwise it wouldn't have disappeared. And there you go, now I could just paste it right in here, and there's the command. So now if I were to go ahead and say try and run this command, it'll go ahead and run the exact same command as, which one was it? Was it this one right here? There we go. Very, very cool and very simple. So next, again, another one that I'm surprised very few people use, something known as tab completion. So I'm going to show you this with the effect commands. First off, say I wanted to go ahead and pull up the effect command. What I would do is I would type E, I could just press tab, and the tab command, of course, is typically around the left of like the Q button. And it automatically will switch and complete to effect. Another little trick I want to mention here, a lot of people don't realize you don't have to have the slash there. You could have it without the slash and you'll be perfectly fine. But anyways, I'm going to do effect, space, and then if I press tab again, you'll notice it'll automatically put in my name, tab again, and it'll let me select effects just by pressing tab a bunch, as you could see here. So I'm going to say do jump boost. And then tab doesn't work for numbers, so I'm going to do 5, 5, true. Actually, true can be autocomplete like that. And then all I would have to do is go ahead, press this button, and there we go. So it's super easy to complete commands that way, and I highly recommend learning that trick. Now, before I continue, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Shatter and Betanoir on Patreon for supporting me. They helped me go ahead and fund my server and help me to do these videos. And they're helping me work towards getting a new computer. So if you want to go and help support me, click the link in the description below to help support me on Patreon. Anyways, another little trick here. So you saw earlier you could copy and paste commands between command blocks, but say for example I don't want to copy and paste this command right here. What I could do is I could do Control middle click, or I think on Mac you would probably do Command middle click. It might have to be Control though. And middle click, of course, being the pick block button. when I place it down, you'll notice it has the exact same command inside. So if I wanted, for example, this repaint command block, there we go. It has the same exact text inside as what you would have in there. So you could actually use this trick on things other than command blocks as well. Say, for example, I have to grab this chest here. I could do control middle click, and bam, I just placed down 2 chests with the same exact contents. And it works with things like furnaces, really anything that stores data. And it's a very cool trick. Now, a command that I don't use very often, but that a lot of people do use, is the say command. And there's actually something pretty interesting. So if I were to just do a normal say command, and I just do say hello, you'll notice it'll say, oops, I turned that on to conditional accidentally. I need to redo this. You notice it just says from at hello. But there's another little trick here, which is if you grab an anvil, and then you take your command block, and again, I'm going to show you that little trick there. We're going to grab it by using control. I'm going to put it in here and I can rename it. So I'm going to say admin or something. I don't know. And I can place it down here. And when I run the command now, it'll say from admin hello. Now, obviously, I would highly recommend still using telraw. And again, I do have a video on that. It's my first video in the series, in fact, because it'll let you get much more precise results. And you'll actually be able to emulate chat messages much more easily like that. Rather than, you know, having the weird brackets and make it obvious that you're using command blocks. So anyways, let's see, what else do I have? Okay, so it looks like I have pretty much 2 things left, and these 2 things are actually using F3. Now you may know how to use F3. F3, obviously, when you just press it, pulls up this, and somehow I'm not getting below 60 frames. That's really surprising. So anyways, the little trick here is, first off, by the way, if you're on Mac or if you're on a laptop, you might have to do Fn F3. So if you hold F3 and you first off you press Q, I believe, you'll notice it'll give you in chat a bunch of helpful information. And there are a couple of these I want to go over. First off, F3A is incredibly useful because, as you can tell, you could just reload all your chunks if you're having some stuff that's not loading in. Do that really easily. If you're looking at hitboxes, try and figure out a boss battle, you could do F3B, and then any entity, as you can see like that, will have a little hitbox around it. Again, press F3B again to make it disappear. F3D is a command I use a lot in my videos when people say things in chat that probably shouldn't be my video. You know, so just clear chat just like that, or if just chat's gotten a bit messy. F3G, this lets you show the chunk boundaries. So if you're working on something with chunk loading, for example, that could help you. And well, I would have been actually cool if I was able to fit this all in a single chunk, but also I realized that wouldn't have fit in a single chunk. It's kind of cool though, anyways, to be able to see the chunk boundaries. So again, it's F3G. And the ones I really want to cover though are F3H and F3P. So F3H, when you go ahead and don't have it enabled, well, you know, your blocks will show up like this. If you do enable it though, especially if you're a command blocker, this is very useful. You'll notice all of a sudden I have all this information about these blocks. So I could see the item ID, I could see, you know, the numerical ID, I could see all sorts of information about blocks. And it's just fairly useful. Now, one thing I don't know about actually, if I were to grab, so you notice, it actually does show NBT2 tags. It shows plus NBT. That's because I did that control trick. If I do F3H, you notice I don't see the NBT2 tags, but I do still see the plus NBT. So I don't want to do a quick test around that. And lastly, F3P. Now this is something kind of hard to show, but if you're somebody who likes to go ahead and exit out of Minecraft a fair amount, where you'll go ahead and say Alt Tab over to another window, there's a little bit of an issue, which is that Minecraft will automatically pause. So when you do F3P, when you then Alt Tab out of the window, and I know you can't really see it, but I'm actually like messing around with my captures folder right now, it'll go ahead and not pause your game. Now you could probably use this, you know, there are obviously certain tricks where you could Alt Tab out and then have it, or Command Tab if you're on Mac, and have it automatically, you know, say keep jumping if you're holding space, something like that. They're kind of tricky to do, but essentially there are ways to utilize that. But say for me, if I'm in the middle of a video and I want to go check something, right, I could super easily, you know, or actually let me turn this off temporarily. If I could do it, there you go. So I could very, very easily Alt Tab out when that's disabled. And I could go ahead and say check and double check that I'm doing a command correctly, because I don't want to get this wrong for you. So sometimes, and not this video, I do have some extra documentation pulled up, and I could just exit straight on out, and you won't even notice the difference because, well, it just shows up as normal. And anyways, I actually am ending this at exactly 10 minutes for me, so I wanted to go ahead and say thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, go ahead and leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already. I release content every week covering all the different Minecraft commands. And if you have any commands you want covered, let me know in the comment section below. If you need help with a command, go ahead and paste the command in the comment section and let me know what you're trying to do and how I could help you. Because I try and help all of you with your commands when possible. And once again, I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.